Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some and peace out to the rest of you. You know who it ain't and who it is. It ain't your boy and it is your man. Blackest hearted, blackest minded, blackest man on social media, signing black in and shining again. Asking you to hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. Listen, I said that Islam is the solution previously. And I stand by what I said, of course. But I also wanted to point out to you that I'm not going to run from the fact that you're going to come across, and I meant to say this in the last one, you're going to come across Muslims that aren't black and that think just like white folks to a certain extent without the violence and without the hatred. But subconsciously it's the same. It's that white crap. I'm going to give you an example. Thursday morning, I was getting ready to go because that was one day we had to be at the university in person. So I was going to work with the rideshare, and the driver was talking about America. And I told him, well, I found safety here in the Middle East more than I would find in America. So he asked me if it was dangerous all over, and I told him, no, it's not. Of course, it's not dangerous all over. It's different places. But we got into a discussion about race because I've been in situations where I was pulled over multiple times back to back to back by officers, several times within a few months. Something about my car and me. I've been in that scenario before. And there was nothing I could have done to avoid either of these cases. And I knew that I was just lucky that I wasn't, I was just fortunate that I never had a gun drawn on me. So I explained to him that right now, and that it had been this way for a while, it was dangerous to be black and be pulled over by police. I had to remind him of the George Floyd case. It happened, but he forgot. And he said, oh, that's right, George Floyd. Yeah, that is dangerous, it's true. And then he asked why I was the complexion that I am. And I said, well, we can produce multiple colors. You all produce fewer, and whites produce even fewer. That's all that is. But he said, so do the cops know that you're black? And I told him, well, they might think I'm Latin American until they hear me speak and see my name. Then they can guess that I'm black. But in any case, what's important is that they can tell I'm not white. That they know from a distance. So we got into a discussion about why it is that the races will not get along in the United States any better than what we have. And I said to him, listen, you don't need to lecture a black man about how to get along with white people, sir. We didn't do anything to them. They're the problem. And he wanted evidence that they were the problem. And I said to him, well, the evidence, sir, is in the fact that they colonized the Middle East. That's part of it right there. I mean, did we go to Europe and kidnap them and bring them from Europe into the Americas, or did they come and kidnap us from Africa and bring us to the Americas? Sir, which one was it? Did we Africans go and colonize the Middle East? Last time that happened was a long time ago when Abyssinia colonized Yemen, and that didn't last long. Then the Persians came and did it. Don't sit and doubt me in front of my face when I tell you that they're the problem and we're not. You're going to face this. There's no use in me lying about that. I've always told you that that is going to be the case. The difference is that I can actually use Bilal Abdullah, that's not grammatically correct. Bilal Abdullah, Sand Dog, I call him Sand Lion, and I can actually use the religion when people come at us with that white stuff. The only defense is to start interrupting us. I kid you not. They don't have a defense. but to interrupt us. Now, they can give some dumb assumptions, but we can call them on it. When we start calling them on these dumb assumptions they make that, lighter skin is just more normal and people are just naturally inclined to prefer lighter skin over darker skin, these assumptions that they make, when they start with that mess, we're able to shut that down unless they interrupt us. Now, dumb crackers in America and dumb niggas in America also have the defense of interrupting. Keep this in mind, y'all. I'm not running from the fact that you're going to come across these little semi-Negroes, tragic desert mulattoes with this white mindset. I've never lied about that. What I am going to tell you is that you can shut that down. They can't argue the Quran or the Hadith against the injustices of that civilization. Not because it's white, but because it's oppressive. That's why. That's part of the reason why I can sit up and tell you this is a solution, even though it is only black folks that will probably even properly apply the medicine. I can say this because it's in the instructions, they're just not applying it. So, that being said, I'm going to move on to the next topic, and that is about Ibn Taymiyyah. Ibn Taymiyyah said, and he was talking about husbands and wives, he said, if you show your desire for her, she will use that, or she can use that to enslave you through the heart. And that enslavement of the heart is worse than the enslavement of the body. Now, this is what Ibn Taymiyyah said. Now, why would a Muslim scholar make this statement about marriage? Those who are scholars today would be able to better explain it than I can. What I can tell you is the relevance that it has in today's society, even for Muslim men. Even for Muslim men who study and who take seriously the religion. What it has to offer us in today's time is the understanding that there are certain men who are not going to pull ladies that would not try this. There's some men that multiple women look at, and the women look at the men and then they look at themselves, and if they don't have much going on themselves except for their looks, they're going to say, this guy here, I'm going to take advantage of. I don't have anything else going except looks, and he's got these things going. Matter of fact, he would have to for me to even give him a thought, because I'm looking for someone to take advantage of. Now, I might validate a side piece after I find someone to take care of all these other things. And even amongst us, there are ladies like this, and there are men that get chosen to fulfill that role and nothing else. Don't get it twisted. There are multiple ladies amongst us in the West, multiples amongst us who want boyfriends on the side. They first want to find that husband to take care of the responsibilities. That's their validation. Then after that, they are fully planning to get boyfriends on the side. Now, those boyfriends will be better treated than the husbands will. But first they got to find not just the husband, but the sucker husband. And they're looking at normal men, and they're pretty much saying he better be a sucker, because I'm not going to treat him any better than that. So whatever his reasons were at that time for not marrying and for avoiding it, as if every single lady was going to do that, I don't know. What I do know was that quote has a validity today, a relevance today for even many young Muslim men to understand. Beware of the one that wants to enslave your heart, enslave you through the heart. She does not want you free from human beings and enslaved only by the Lord, who actually liberates. She wants you to be enslaved to her because there are things she wants from you, and she's still going to have those needs below the belt. But since you're the one that she can't respect enough to need that from, she's gonna wind up indulging in that with someone else while you pay the bill. You pay the cost, she will be the boss, and she gonna jump on somebody else's thing. And if she winds up conceiving, she's gonna pass that baby off like it's yours. In the West, her being Muslim decreases the chances, but it does not guarantee that you will not have to face this. I did say that our faith offers the solution for couple formation. That is very true. Unfortunately, it's not being applied in the West by them. It's the same thing. A lot of the ladies in the West are not applying this, especially when they're attractive to look at. Because unfortunately, they're surrounded by women that aren't Muslim, and they take on some of these influences just like they say that the men take on bad influences from non-Muslim men. You must understand that the solution to that is still in the faith. But that solution is to do what I did. You repatriate, and we call that hijra, as best you possibly can. It ain't gonna always be the Middle East. Most of us ain't gonna do well in the Middle East. Some of us will do good in some parts of the Middle East and badly in other parts because the Middle East is not a monolith. But you repatriate. You go somewhere where you can be a better Muslim, where the society is generally more conservative, and that's where you have, when it comes to even that, you have a better chance of being able to fulfill that half of your religion with somebody that's not going to make you regret that you tried. Because believe you me, right now, I can tell you, they are not playing. I can tell you at this point, the ones in the West, even when they're in the woman's side of the masjid and they're saying their prayers, even in that case, even they, while they're praying to their Lord in many cases, still are trying to figure out some way to get more of this, of the life of this world out of a man without doing the work and without taking any accountability. See, for me, it was a Muslim wife that looked me in my face one day and said, "Black, you are responsible for my decisions." I kid you not. Oh yeah. I have experienced treatment that I later found out the angels would curse her for it, and was told it was my fault, and that it would not, that the angels cursing would not apply to her because what she did was my fault. Was told this when in fact it wasn't. I'm not even going to mention anymore. I'm not going to tell y'all more than this, except to say that I know firsthand what I'm talking about. And I'm one of those that got off lucky. I know other brothers, Muslim cats, that married these Western Muslims, these Western sisters, Muslim women now, married them, but they were Western, and went through all kinds of crap. One still going through it. And when I heard about what he did for her, I felt glad that I did not do those same things for mine. I really did. And see, when I've done wrong, I've said, well, yeah, I was wrong for doing that. I've even said this in cases when I didn't have any other choice to make except to do something wrong. And I'm one of those that got off lucky. So that means these other guys win arguments far worse. And I just want y'all to realize that Ibn Taymiyyah, to whom many of us do look up, I included, did not get married. And many of us wonder to this day if he did not get married, not only because he was busy writing and trying to put together works that would benefit other worshipers, but many of us wonder to this day, did he also not get married because he understood their nature and what's out there? And what happens if they fail in their attempts to be good people? Is that the reason he stayed a bachelor? We still wonder this. Obviously, he did not hate them. That would not make sense. But did he perceive the dangers that were lurking under the surface even back then? Did he perceive that they actually have many rights and he had many responsibilities in the event that he got married? And did he say, these are too many responsibilities on my shoulders in exchange for her to have so many rights and so few responsibilities? Because contrary to what people think, systemically, although the solution is there, systemically, this is not designed, this revelation was not brought about to oppress women. That being said, thank you for listening. I hope this helps. Black heart, black mind, blackout, assalamu alaikum, and black heterosexual non-select male power just because they don't like it, and black patriarchy until extinction or judgment day.